Today we're making some fun wood DIYs with an Irish twist. Welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. It's the First Friday Challenge hosted by my friend Lisa of Our Grey House. This month our guest hosts are Mom of Creative DIY by Mom Das and Connie of Connie's Creative Creations. I've dropped the links to their channels in the description box below. Check them out. You'll love them just like me. Let's get into it. Our first DIY is a Celtic Cross. I googled Celtic Cross clip art, printed it, and traced it onto a 1/2-inch pine. Then I cut it out with my scroll saw. I've marked out the center design, and my plan is to attach it to this slate sign that my friend Jen gave me. I want it to look like plain slate, so I'm going to give it a couple of coats of Ceramcoat charcoal. I'll use that same charcoal paint to fill in the middle design so that it looks like the slate behind it. I really just didn't want to be bothered cutting out those holes. So this should work fine. I'm just going to fill them in real quick. I base coat the rest of the cross with Ceramcoat Drizzle Grey, including the sides. I cut the Celtic braiding with my silhouette and I applied them to my cross. This is just shelf liner vinyl that I use when I do negative stencils. Silhouette Studio has a trace feature that makes things like this so easy. I pounced Mod Podge over the vinyl with a cosmetic sponge to seal it so that the paint won't seep beneath it. I mixed Folk Art floating medium with Ceramcoat Rain Gray. I prep my brush with the medium, then pull some of the paint from the puddle, and I'm going to crosshatch over the rain gray, or not over the rain gray, over the drizzle gray. The medium gives the paint translucence, which makes it more subtle. I'm looking to mimic the texture of the slate. I'm not being particularly neat here, and I'm short of stroke over all of the vinyl. Once that's complete, I'll do the same with Hippo Grey. Now that it's dry, I remove the vinyl to reveal the design. I've prepped a small flat brush with floating medium and I'm side loading with charcoal, and I'm going to shade all of the braiding. I do have a shading tutorial that I'll link below that goes deeper into the process. So I'm going to shade both the inside and along the outside of all of the braiding with charcoal. This will kind of give it a 3D effect. I'm going to speed it up here just for time's sake. So if you've seen Celtic braiding and knotting, you'll notice that it's always kind of outlined, so that's what I'm trying to achieve here, a little more subtly. So I'm just going to continue on shading around all of the braiding that you see on the cross. Next, I'll shade an outline around the arms of the cross and around the circular area to define it. Again, I'm going to speed us up here. I think you can get how this process makes the arms look like they're above that circle and that the circle's behind them, as though they're two separate pieces. You know what I mean? So I'm going to continue on this way until everything is completely outlined. I use E6000 and hot glue to attach the cross to the slate. I really need to get a new tube of E6000. This is so thick. Now a little hot glue for the instant grab. And I just push it right on there. I spray it with clear matte sealer, and we're done. DIY 2 is this Leprechaun welcome sign. Saw this on Pinterest. I thought it was really cute. I have this scrap piece of wood. It's about 6 inches by 4 1/4 inches. I've drawn a line to divide it equally lengthwise, and I'll be stenciling it. So what I'll do is paint half with Americana Festive Green and half white. I'll give each 2 coats. I cut the vinyl stencils with my silhouette and I applied them to the wood. I pounced Mod Podge over the stencils just like before. The bottom does have a stencil on it, you just can't see it because it's white. I really should have used another color vinyl. Anyway, I pounced on the Mod Podge and I let it dry. Now I'll reverse the colors, pouncing the green on the white part and white on the green part. I'll include the fonts that I used in the description box in case you're interested. I've removed the vinyl and I'm using a cosmetic sponge to paint the edges of the sign. I use my Ranger Vintage Photograph ink to add some aging to the corners. This is a Tim Holtz by Ranger product. I love the color of this ink. It's perfect for distressing. I've also cut a wee buckle from cardstock, and I'll ink the edges of that too. I decided to add some black ink to the edges as well. This will help tie in the black of the belt. I'll distress it a wee bit by giving it a quick sanding, and then I'll wipe it clean. I run a bead of 3-in-1 glue across the center, and I'll add a length of black ribbon around the middle as the belt. And then I'm going to secure it in the back. I glue the buckle in place, and I give it a coat of clear matte sealer. Cute, right? DIY 3, Leprechaun Block Assemblage. I grabbed a few of these wood blocks from Dollar Tree and a couple of these wee cubes from the Crafter Square section. I'll give them a coat of Ceramcoat Hunter Green, all 6 sides. I'll lightly dry brush on a layer of Festive Green and a layer of Irish Moss. I dry brush one side of the cube with white, and I'm going to dust the edges of the other sides with it ever so slightly. I cut 17 March from green vinyl, and I apply it to the white side of the block. I found this adorable wee boy leprechaun on Pinterest. I think he's a leprechaun. To me, he looks like he's from the 1930s. I just thought he was so sweet. So, I sized him in Photoshop, and I printed him on cardstock. I'll attach him to a piece of green cardstock to give him some extra body. I'm using a glue stick to do this, And once I get him positioned, I'll give him a roll with my brayer to ensure good contact. And then I'll cut him out. While cutting, I get as close to the edge as I can. I'll ink the edges with my vintage photo ink to age it and also to cover the raw edges. And I go ahead and ink the block too, just the edges. I want to add some sparkles, so I'm going to apply some Mod Podge to the shamrock on his hat and all the shamrocks in his bouquet. And then I'll shake on some of this gorgeous sage glitter. I love this color. So this project is similar to the Valentine blocks that I did a few weeks ago. I saw these types of assemblages on Pinterest and I love these, so expect to see more in the future. I'll link the original pin that I saw that inspired me. It's a Valentine's assemblage. It is just so cute. So I gathered up some bits and bobs to embellish the sweet fella, and I'm going to add a bow to the bouquet. Trim it to size. I'll attach him to the wee cubes, so I have to glue them together first, and then I'll glue the cubes onto him, or him onto the cubes. These will give me a base to attach him to the block. And I'll just do that with hot glue as well. I mean, he's cute just like that, but you know, we're gonna add more fun bobs to him, take it up a level. I bought these shamrock table scatter at Michael's, I think last year. I'm gonna add one here. I also have these foam shamrock stickers. Not sure where these came from, probably Michael's too. I'm going to glue one above the big one. And I'm going to peel the backer off and add hot glue. Because these are like self-adhesive, but I don't trust that adhesive. I'll glue some garland around his feet to hide the cubes. This garland is really old. I've had this stuff for years. I cut it to size and I glue it around his feet and the cubes, you know, to hide all the mechanisms. Isn't he cute? Love him. Here's a final look at today's projects. I hope you like them. I really had fun making them. Thank you, Lisa, for including me. Thank you, Connie and Mom, for guest hosting. Please be sure to head over to their channels and check out all of their amazing creativity. Also, please be sure to check out our playlist. You'll find a variety of talented creators with loads of awesome projects. Show them some love. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Look at his cute face. Love it. Stay creative, my friends. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up all night with Monica.